Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays. Hold on. There we go. Welcome back to Northernlion Plays, The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. Our cursed run still lives, only to die. Only to die. I have an idea. Now this is cheesy. I mostly just want to see if it works. At least that's what I'm going to tell myself. Is this a way that you could get yourself out of this situation? You come back to life just to die. You alt F4 before you go back to the main menu. Perhaps there's a chance. A whisper of hope. I'm gonna give it one more try, just for my own curiosity. Not that I would even sniff of the peel of the forbidden fruit of trying to continue with a lost run to try to turn it into a win. Not that I would deign to suggest it's even worth thinking about. Alright, fine. So, am I annoyed? Yes. Because we basically lost our streak by trying to do rerun, and rerun screwed us. I died in a way that I didn't have to die. BNLP VOHC. Oh my god, the rate of fire stat is so good. I died in a way that I could have avoided. I sharp plugged myself. And not in the way that the internet wants to see. What way does the internet want to see? I don't want to know, man. Do the math yourself. Either way, it could be incredibly violent, or it could be weirdly kind of erotic. Like a strange form of self-love. Hey, stay out of here. But I just have to remind myself, you know what? It happens. And that's why, you know, one of the reasons why you wait until you're done with all the achievements in order to start a streak. We've been playing pretty great lately. And I've had some of my best runs, at least recently, go up within the past few days. So, like, I'm really pleased with my performance by and large. It's just, you know, we kind of got screwed on the rerun. I let him get in my head. I got fatigued. I also got sharp plug and it wasn't removed from me, and all of my good items were. So, well, many of my good items were. Just wanted to see, maybe we could pick up some money from that. Probably should be using Gigafart for damage, but to be honest, we don't really need to. This is a tough one. The only problems with this run right now are range and speed, so it's unfortunate, but I can't really justify picking up that that lard in there. I would like to. I don't think I can. I also don't think I should step on that. But it's a little bit more of a potentiality, to be fair. One holy light, this guy's life is over. Oh my god, I got hit by Pin. This is the inevitable regression that happens every time you lose a run. We just gotta try to fight it, you know, it happens. I'd like a bomb, please. Oh, thank you. This is very nice of you. I also got a strength card. Range upgrade, very useful still. Oh wait, it was cracked crown. That's what's doing half the work for us. So I could have used the bomb to get a key, but we're doing fine on that. I'd rather save the bomb for Tinted Rock potential on this floor. Thank you, by the way. A run went up earlier today. We have a very small Isaac backlog. It's just because I've been busy with other obligations, but we have a very small Isaac backlog. Other obligations than my job. Here's the thing, you can't have it both ways. When I say, hey, I recorded a great episode today on Twitter, and I get 15 replies that say, I can't wait to see it in March. You know, you can be that person if you want to be. I support that. Whatever you set your heart on. Whiling away our limited amount of time on planet Earth and giving me a hearty chuckle in the process. I appreciate it. But you can't be that person and then also be the person that's like, why is your backlog small, okay? I feel more comfortable with a large backlog. Hold on. Can't help but feel like I'm accidentally saying something quite fecal. I prefer to have a large backlog. But, you know, there's been other things that have gotten in the way recently. Sponsored deals, Java exams and assignments, but we're coming out of that now and feeling good as a result. It's the perfect time to unlock more stuff in Isaac, and dare I say, to also get started with another streak or pseudo streak. Because I can't really, you know, you're gonna lose runs in Isaac sometimes. I take solace in the fact that most of the losses we've had in Isaac over the past, like, 6 months have boiled down to BS. Not all of them. There have been some I've just lost by playing badly. But it used to be, like, when we lost the run, it was 99% our own fault. Like, major attribution would be towards myself. Almost all the runs we've had that have been losses that I can remember, at least, recently, have been like, well, Curse of the Blind, you know, soy milk. Whatever. Go ahead and hit me. Preserve the Spirit Hearts for later. So we're way ahead of schedule. We're way ahead of schedule because of the fact that our stats are good. Our stats are good because of Cracked Crown. I would ideally not like to replace this item. It's also a Sunday. It's either the end of the week or the start of the week, depending on your perspective. I'm not going to get into discussion about it. You know, a lifetime of running the NLSS it's conditioned me to only have these kind of pedantic discussions if they're novel or if it's on the show and we can mine it for a little bit of agnostic improvisational humor. I think, suffice it to say, I'm about to get into it. Here's the thing. Monday is the first day of the week, as I will explain in this 5-paragraph essay. It's the first day of the week because Saturday and Sunday are called the weekend. And while you might suggest that the start is also an end, it's the front end, I think that's needlessly pedantic, Susan. And your point relies on semantic merit rather than any kind of actual intrinsic value in the words you're saying. So shut up. Now, secondarily, hold on. They didn't get frozen. I thought they got... Maybe they get poisoned if they're close and they get frozen if they're far. I don't use Gigafart enough for this to be second nature. Appreciate the damage upgrade either way. Secondly, I think it's a matter of perception. And I would rather have my week start with the first work day and my week end with the last rest day, if that makes sense. Saturday is my day of rest. Sorry, Jesus. I'm reinventing the wheel. So, you know, a Sunday, I like the feeling that I'm like starting my week with the subscriber stream, playing some Hitman 2, which has been a beloved time and a lot of enjoyment, of course. Then we get the NLSS crowd in the middle of the week, and then my final day is just a big old day of YouTube recording. It feels nice to break it up in that way. Please don't... No! I knew I was going to blow it up as soon as I saw it. All we can do is try to donate later. You know, I'm actually going to explore. Even though we have 0.67 speed, our DPS is so ridiculous. I almost said redonkulous, so I need to go take a nap. That word should not be used outside of, you know, if you're making a movie that takes place between the years 2007 and 2012, I'll allow you. It's not an anachronism to use the word redonkulous. Things were different back then, okay? People were saying sketch, legit, YOLO even. It was a pre-Fortnite era. Biggest game under the sun? Civilization 4. A different time, as it were. Half of this stuff I'm just making up off the top of my head. I mean, I was alive, you know, between 2007 and 2012. I'm trying to think. You know, 2007 was the back half of my first year in university. 2012 was the year I moved back to Canada to pursue YouTubing full time. What a blast from the past. I'm glad we came back here. So there's a big difference in between. That's a 5-year stretch where your life changes a lot. Well, or can, at least. I went from, no joke, 2007, didn't like soup. Why? Too wet. Isn't there a more efficient way to eat all these ingredients? Plus all those gross vegetables. Can I just get, like, chicken broth and chicken served to me? 2012, I had lived in Asia for a full year, eating all sorts of gross stuff. Anglerfish. You know, what's gross for you is cultural, but, you know, if you're not into seafoods, a lot of squid, a lot of octopus, a lot of seaweed, regardless. Where am I going with this? I don't know. What I was going to say is, I have been maintaining for like the past 3 weeks, basically since Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving, to clarify, I've been maintaining a good sleep schedule, and my freaking cat is trying to destroy it. And it, first off, let me just say, I recognize if you've got children, my condolences to your sleep schedule. I understand where you're coming from. If you go, you think that's tough, well, try having kids. Well, here's the thing. We're like actively preventing that. So it's, you'll forgive me, but it's like, it's not like you had a kid in this situation and then you're going, nobody told me I wouldn't get a whole bunch of sleep. That's like, the book's out on kids. That's like the #1 thing young people like myself complain about when they think about having a baby, is like, but I love sleep. Are you sleeping okay? Are you sleeping through the night? Are they sleeping through the night yet? It's like, do they cry a lot at night? It's the #1 thing. So don't give me that, you think that's hard, try having a baby. Well, you know, you're the one who had the baby. I was not informed that cats are disruptive at night. I've owned them my whole life. It's really, only Ruka is the only cat I've ever, owned in my entire life. Didn't feel comfortable using owned as the term there. I prefer to think that, we're sharing our life together, but, that's love. And if you don't like it, you can leave. But every morning, I have no idea why, our bedroom borders Kate's office, and there's a door between them. Every morning at like 6:30 a.m. for the past 3 nights, he's been, serpent's kiss, he's been going up to the Kate's office door and trying to open it, and then it doesn't open, it just makes an incredibly loud rattling sound. And then I give him a little spank on the bottom and send him on his way. And then like 10 minutes later, he comes back in and goes, I want to get in this office. It's a pain in the butt. And then I knew it. That was a terrible place to stand. So was this. We got lucky there. And I do this thing, and it's a luxury. But every YouTuber has a story like this. My alarm's set for 9 a.m. Ruka at 6:30 in the morning starts opening the doors. And I go, should I just stay up? Nah, we should get like the extra 2.5 hours of sleep that we can get before the alarm goes off. And then I go back to bed for like 5 hours. And I wake up at 11 and I go, oh no. So right now, I've also been living like these 12-hour days for the past 2 or 3 days. Not 11-hour days, that's a bit of an exaggeration. But like 14-hour days where I like wake up late and I'm like, can't let it destroy my sleep schedule. So then I go to bed super early. I fall asleep on schedule, and then the cat wakes me up way ahead of schedule. And I don't say this as a complaint. I'm just saying this is anybody else who makes their own hours, you understand. I'm in this self-employment cycle. I got nobody to yell at me if I don't wake up on time. I'm trying to do the responsible thing and do it myself, but for some reason, Mother Nature has it out for me. And I don't think my cat knows what's going on. I don't even know what's going on in his head. Why does he want into that room? There's nothing in that room except like a chair that smells like Kate, which, first off, my favorite great American novel of the 20th century. But also, oh, you haven't read that one? It's by Walt Whitman. I mean, that's the only thing that I can imagine, but I don't know how to... Does anyone out there have tips for how to stop your cat from exhibiting irrational cat-like behavior at all hours of the night? Sometimes people will say, just close your door. But there's 2 reasons I won't do that. One is, I love them. And they, 95... Oh, you son of a... I really tried there. 95% of the time or more, they're totally fine. The other one is that... And maybe after a while they'd get used to it, but when we close the door, it's like willfully sacrificing a night's sleep. Because they just start beating on the door and going, wow, wow, wow. What are you supposed to do? I'm getting the same sort of, it's a 6 room for sure. You know what? Let's do it. I'm getting the same sort of frustration I had when I, started teaching English. And my first classes were like 10 years old. Well, actually young, they were like 6 or 7 years old. And I would try to reason with them. I would be like, don't do that again or you'll get in trouble. And then they'd be like, ha, 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 and they'd do it again. And I'd be like, you get in trouble now. And then they'd start crying. And I'd be like, why are you crying? I laid out the terms of the agreement very simply. You chose to, the reward from behaving recklessly was better than the, you know, was more valuable to you than the cost of the punishment for behaving badly. In short, I was a bad teacher, at least at the start. I think I got it together eventually, but definitely the first couple of weeks of teaching was like, you know, why won't these toddlers listen to reason? You learn, actually. Anybody who's taught, I think, and it's not like I was, you know, some kind of, you know, one of North America's greatest teachers or anything when I was over there, but every teacher had, like, the same story after a while. That was like, oh yeah, like, here's the thing. Everybody wants to be a good teacher. Everybody wants to be a friend to the kids, but also teach them effectively. But you gotta go into that class on day one and set some ground rules. If you go in looking like an authoritarian and you get the kids to behave, then you can relax a little bit. If you go in being like, hey kids, I'm cool teacher. They're like, all right, cool teacher. How about this, cool teacher? I just gave you the middle finger. How you gonna respond to that? What you do is you dab on them, do the orange justice, show them you're one of them, and by out orange justicing the best orange justice dancer in the class, that's the only way you're gonna find yourself gaining the respect of children in today's classrooms. Regardless, if you have tips for these cats to help me get a sleep and thus a good night's sleep, I should say, and thus help me avoid the delirium that has set in. I mean, it's not like I've been sleeping badly. It's just been suboptimally. Thankfully, Aldous Huxley's Brave New World is just an incredible sleep aid. Interesting book. I get 20 words in. It's gonna take me like a year to read this book, and it's 250 pages or something. I don't know. It's hard to tell because I'm reading it on the Kindle app for my phone, so a page is like 8 words, but please. Dude, I've been playing like garbage here. Oh! Having 0.97 speed is a bonus. We used to have 0.67, but admittedly has not helped us avoid taking damage. At least we get an orbital. I'll level with you. I don't know about this run. I think we might actually be headed towards a loss unless we can pick up some kind of market improvement as soon as possible. Any run with above 1 speed is making it there. But, my bad, we don't have above 1 speed, so what was I thinking? You know what I will tell you right off the bat? We're going to be able to donate. Let me go. That's not insignificant. And I don't know, I don't think I hate when people are like, you know, does anyone have any advice for my problem? And then people are like, do the obvious thing. And they're like, no, that won't work for me. My case is unique in that it's happening to me, and as a result I have to implement your unpleasant advice, and I am just not willing to do that. Does anybody else have, perhaps I could just utter some kind of magical phrase and fix all of my problems with the bare minimum of effort on my part? It's frustrating. I don't want to be one of those people. But, you know, people hit me with the I was like, how do I stop my cats from jumping on my desk? And they were like, put a box next to the desk. And it worked for like a couple months, and now they just jump from the box onto the desk. And now there's no substitute for good old-fashioned discipline, apparently. The discipline largely involves me going, Ruka, and then him going, what did I do? That I know I did something wrong, but I don't know what it was. I hate that we have bombs that work twice in a row. We've re-rolled past 2 good items. One of them was half price. Maybe we'll just spend a little bit of money on this instead. No. No. Okay. I'm really relying on this gift. Oh, you son of a gun. What a cursed run. I also just realized we have backpacks, so we could have taken maybe the box of trinkets with us. I don't know, man. After that reroll, but also even like a little bit before the reroll, I feel kind of adrift on this run right now. Adrift and Adroit, my favorite Kerouac novel. Perth row. No, I mean, actually, now that I think about it, a Perth row is substantially more useful than a Yera right now. All I would ask is that maybe we find a way to use Yera appropriately. But we'll Perth row into, you know, turning our gift from a deal with the devil that's bad into something that's good is kind of like a pretty reasonable condition here. A pretty likely scenario, we should say. So we're going to go a little aggressive on this as well. We definitely we're risking it here. I'm not going to say it's the wrong decision, but we're risking something there. It's beautiful. It's so majestic. I heard Sigur Rós start to play when we walked into this room. This room. Look, there's a reason I haven't been invited back to perform with Sigur Rós. We got to donate a decent amount there. That is not helpful, so okay, that might be helpful. And it does give us HP immediately. We should go back for Yera. I'm going to go back for Yera. Now that I've said it, I have to do it. But first, I am going to just finish this room so we're ready to go. Why did I look for a secret room, okay? We have the wolf, or the dog tooth, I should say. Probably not going to lose that. Okay, this is a big moment. This could determine the fate of this whole run. We're way ahead of schedule. Well, we're sort of ahead of schedule. But the reason we're ahead of schedule is because we were gifted an incredible starting run that we then squandered through not paying attention while we were doing myriad anecdotes. Here, you want to hear my actual Sigur Rós impression? He didn't do the... I wanted him to do the bark, or rather the... Aroo! Told you I was alive between 2007 and 2012. I know that album came out in like 2003, but we needed the Guarded State soundtrack to bring indie music to the masses. Even though that song's not on it. Okay, we're not going to get boss rush, and that's totally fine. What we're gonna do is try to put fire on the field. Almost worked. If she stepped in the fire, we'd be set. Corner's a dangerous place to be here. Oh, man. We really... Oh, thank God we got a deal. I don't even care that it's a deal with the... And obviously we're going to take this. I don't even care that it's a deal with the angel. Might be good for all I know. Thanks for the HP. We're going to drop Rainbow Worm. I don't think we want it. Please? Wow. Well, we're definitely going to take... Wow, Celtic Cross. Can't help but feel we got a little screwed on Breath of Life, but who knows? Maybe it's one of those items that I will come to respect in time. But probably not for the time being. It's a weird run, dude, because it's like, you know... We almost might as well have taken it just to put something on a pedestal. Maybe later we would get like a Perth row we could use to reroll it after picking up a superior item, but... like this run... This run, I'll stop. Never. Is a weird one. Can't even get to any of those. I mean, because I spent my bomb on dumb nonsense. You know what? I have an idea here. You started that way? At least we got the the rainbow poop, which is what I was trying to do. But I thought they started by shooting up and down. But maybe it stores what they shot last, and then they'd shoot on the diagonal if they were gonna. I don't know, man. I'm doing my part, okay? The further on we get in this run, the more likely it becomes that we will be able to eke out a victory. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just like, you know, there's only X number of floors. If you finish the game in your week, but it's done, you still did it. I would say our reroll kind of, I mean, it definitely hampered us. I don't think there's a question to be made there. Rate of fire is awesome. We're just really suffering from, like, a poor damage stat, really. 4.24 damage, even with 4 rate of fire, it's not going to last you till the end of the game. Oh my god, it's the matriarch. I don't even know how to fight you. Here's what I want. And you can tell, dude, this is like, look at the damage. You're like barely hurt. What we want is to get hit as late as possible, have that hit trigger Celtic Cross. Obviously, that's not what's going to happen. And then we could have used our invincibility to do some real damage. Instead, now we're in this freaking nightmare zone. Don't do... Oh! He boxed me in, champ. What am I supposed to do? He boxed me in. We got Celtic Cross eventually. Ruined our Devil and Angel Deal chance, but... Hey, man, I'm just happy we're alive after that one. Matriarch's a real pain in the butt. Torn Photo. Okay, so literally just a shot speed upgrade. Amazing. At this point, I actually might be persuaded to take a Yera. And the whole point of taking the Yera is, you know, I guess at this point, I'd rather get 4 guaranteed items on the chest, 4 extras, if we're able to get there. By the way, thank you to the Mind, at least, for its help on this run. I'm not trying to be too bitter about it. I mean, we haven't been, like, totally screwed. Fighting the Matriarch was pretty screwed up, but... I definitely would not suggest that we have, like, no advantages on this run. I mean, we have rate of fire, and our damage is not horrendous. It's just pretty bad. Not to mention Rune Bag coming through with a little bit of help when it's needed. Somewhat. Wouldn't say when it's needed the most. That definitely seems like that's not congruent with the rest of this run. I'm having a hard time because I want to tell you that this run is, like, substantially harder than it looks. Some runs, you know, they look hard, but they're actually easy, you know? This run is the exact opposite. It probably looks pretty easy, and you're like, why is he getting hit so much? But it's actually really tough. It's not... Well, it hasn't been too tough to stay alive, but it's been really, really difficult to not lose deal with the devil chances. To not get hit once or twice on every single floor. I didn't even see that dude up there. Thank you, Mom, for destroying your own minion. Maybe that's why Mars needs you. Are the minions from Mars? I'm thinking of biker mice. That's my bad. So again, you know, solid dodges in there. Great work. If all you've got to do is dodge these remaining attacks, it basically comes down to not being hit by beams. And now these guys as well. Oh! Well, that's what I get for having hubris. No beams, please. I love this. Lovely. Well, Onsus, huh? It's not really gonna help us out too much. We will do what we've been doing, and, you know, thankfully, dare I say, most valuable items, Rune Bag, Dogtooth. Why? All these second secret rooms keeping us fed, as far as HP goes, and then, Rune Bag hopefully paying out with 4 extra items that could make the chest a little bit more palatable. But this is a run where, honestly, if we live and we win, I'm gonna leave it feeling pretty good. And I know you're like, give me more anecdotes about the grocery store. Well, I haven't been to the grocery store, okay? I'm going later today. I don't have any anecdotes, except maybe I will, because, you know, this weekend, I know the joke, this is why I'll never buy a house, etc., etc. But, you know, this weekend I was having brunch, and I was like, what am I gonna order? And of course, Kate was like, you're gonna have the classic brunch. And I was like, crap, she got me. I love bread, salted cured meats for breakfast, and then also some form of breakfast potato. But I thought, you know what? This is one of those tests in a relationship. She thinks you're gonna have the classic brunch, you gotta buck the trend. So I said, I'll take the avocado toast. And then she was like, whoa, did I marry James Bond? This guy's ordering the avocado toast. So just like little things like that, you gotta keep it fresh, right? And I ate it, and I was like, this is delicious. So I'm gonna, for the first time ever, I don't know if I've ever purchased an avocado at the grocery store before. I've cooked with them. I know, you know, roughly what to look for, but do I have to do the thing where I gotta buy, like, you know, if I'm gonna have a half an avocado a day, let's say at that point I'd probably buy 4 or 6 avocados, because, you know, some days, I don't know, just eat leftovers or something for breakfast instead. But do I have to buy them in a range? Because avocados, they ripen and then they hit their perfect moment, like, real quick, right? I think. Anyway, you may not like avocados. I understand. It took me a while to like them. They're definitely an acquired taste. They do basically just taste like vegetable fat. Which at first I was like, ew, and now I'm like, whoa. Thank you, Mother Nature. No more shots, please? You son of a gun. Algis, please? Yera? You can't Yera. You can't triple stamp a double stamp. Please, free me from this cursed run. Cuff, cuff. Looks like I have blank card as an earring hanging from the side of my head. Luck? No luck. Okay. So you might be a little perturbed. Fair enough. But I'm using cube of meat. I've come to accept if you use an orbital to do damage on the fight, you are going to take more damage. You're not going to run the risk of having a perfect fight, which would be nice. But I think for quality of life, you can't beat it. Especially when you got that Celtic Cross extra invincibility out of it. We probably cut like 4 minutes. Well, that's just ridiculous. We probably cut like 45 seconds off the length of the fight. Because you can see, my orbital was doing some serious ka-chunk. My shots are like, he doesn't even know that he's being hit right now. Our shots, the damage from each tier is so bad that Isaac is actually like taking more damage from poison, which is embarrassing because poison is not a good tier effect. Curse of the Blind, huh? Well, this will be interesting. At least we have the keys necessary. Gemini's fine. Lucky Foot, sure. Pay it forward for the rest of the floor. Lost Fly. Technology 0 is awesome, especially with our rate of fire. Dry Baby's great. Pyro, sure. Our bombs are pretty good. Glass Cannon is not takeable. Holy Water is bad. How did we do? I'd call this like a solid 6.5. You might think that's an underrate, but, you know, time will tell. Again, the static tiers, real good. But, I mean, you can see for yourself. We're still not chunking through this too quickly. Glass Cannon, I'm starting to realize... Oh my god, this run is loud now, too. I'm starting to realize the true value in Glass Cannon is if you were gonna die anyway. You pop Glass Cannon to give you an absurd amount of damage and let that take you away. And we're coming dangerously close to that being relevant. Run. Good room. Notched axe. Incredible. We might even want to aim to miss. Weirdly enough, we probably like do not want the virus. If possible, it would be best to maybe make sure that we get the potential tarot card last. Gemini, don't get any ideas. Okay, it worked. Tarot card was the Tower. Hilarious. Perthrow, can't even use it. No. Don't do it. By the way, thank the Lord above for Cracked Crown. Or this would probably be it would go from a 31-minute run to an actual train wreck. Okay, so I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna go as long as possible without getting hit. And then we're gonna pop Glass Cannon. If we don't pop Glass Cannon, either something's gone terribly wrong, or we won and didn't feel the need to use it. Which would obviously, that would, either way, would float my boat. Well, less so if something terrible happened. Now this is the danger zone. It might seem like the safest part of the match. This is the most dangerous part. Did you see that dodge? Thank you, Subconscious, for being like, that's where you want to be. That was Glass Cannon. That's what all the fuss is about, right there. Well, I'm going to say that Dry Baby picked up the KO on that one. This was a terrible run, but we won. Hey, thanks for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. That was a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. See ya! Follow me on Twitch as well. Twitch.tv/Northernlion. Be notified when I go live in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. See ya.